Hello everyone and welcome back to Math Connections. So, as promised, this is the second video of the probability series and we're going to talk about Venn diagrams. So, in the context of probability, what are Venn diagrams? Venn diagrams are a way of representing every possible outcome in a sort of little world. So if you imagine the outside box that I will draw here to be all possible scenarios, anything that could happen in this little event world, you draw circles inside of it to represent the different events. So for example, I could have a Venn diagram like this. So what it represents is each circle is an event, and the intersection of the circles here would be when both events occur. So if this is event A and this is event B, this here is going to be event A and B. Now in red, if I were to take all of this, this would be event A and B. A or B, because either one can occur. Here you have A occurring, here you have B occurring, here you have both occurring. So it's both of them together. And here would be in blue would be event nothing. I'll call it event nothing, but you could call it not A and not B. So the Venn diagram allows you to map out every possible scenario. So imagine this was a scenario such as the event A is a probability that I have lunch and event B is a probability that I have dinner. Then here in the middle, the black part, is a probability that I would have lunch and dinner. Event A here would be just this part here would be the probability that I have just lunch. This here would be the probability that I have just dinner. And the blue part would be the probability that I don't have dinner and I don't have lunch. So in the previous video, I promised that we would explain why the probability of A or B is equal to probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. And here's the reason why. So it seems fairly logical that the probability of A or B starts off with the probability of A plus the probability of B, because either one can happen. Now the thing is, either one can happen, so that means that we would take the part that's in red, and we want the part that's in blue because either of those could happen. But notice that we've gone over the middle part here twice with the red and the blue, and this is the probability of A and B. So in fact what we've done is, because there's an overlapping between the probability of A and the probability of B, we've counted this middle part that I will write here in green twice. What we really want is we only want it once. So that's why we subtract this part, because we know from the previous part that this is the probability of A and B. So if we subtract it, then we just get the probability of A or B without having the probability of A and B there twice. Venn diagrams are really useful to map out what you need to draw. So for example, if you have in your mind a scenario and you want to write it out to be able to see it more graphically, Venn diagrams are really useful for that. So here's our question. In a middle school, there are 180 students. 10 take only European history, 60 take only American history. 20 take both European and American history classes. 60 students take geography only. 5 take geography and European history, and 5 take geography and US history. 10 take all 3 classes, and 10 don't take a social studies class at all. Represent this on a Venn diagram. Whew. Well, we know all our Venn diagram skills, so I suggest you pause the video, try this on your own, and then we compare our answers. Okay, so let's give this a shot. We need to place how many students there are in each of the sections. So let's name the sections first. This is going to be European history, call it Euro. This is going to be American history, let's call it US. And this is geography, let's call it Geo. So we know there's 100 students in total. So every little section should add up to 100. Every section together should add up to 180. So we let 10 take only European history. So that makes 10 students here. 60 take only American history. 60 students there. 20 take both European and American history classes. 20 goes up here. 60 students take geography only. It's a popular class. 5 take geography and European history. Geography and European, 5 here. And 5 take geography and US history, 5 here. 10 take all 3 classes, so the 10 goes here. And 10 don't take a social studies class at all. There. Represent this on a Venn diagram. So here we go. We need to place every little section into the right section. Which are the ones that take just Euro, take just US, take just European, which ones, and place the combination of the 2 classes together. You just need to go methodically through the question and make sure you put each part of it in the right section of your Venn diagram. Alright, thank you for watching. See you next time.